Airtech Mod Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about the Orville New Horizons Season 3, Episode 5, and my thoughts on this episode. It was an amazing episode, even though it was woke, and that's strange for me to say, especially if you've watched my content. Do I agree with what happened? In certain ways, yeah. I think what happened was right in this episode. I think never should have happened in the first place, but I did like the story, and I'm happy the first part of the story happened to get to this. The problem for me with this episode was the conclusion. Again, love the fucking conclusion. I think it's the best conclusion we would have got. I think more severe stuff should have happened. I don't think it should have just been the one thing. I kind of think Seth MacFarlane kind of bitched out. I have to be honest. I think he bitched out on this episode. I think they should have gotten a little bit more of a slap. I think the Union should have got a lot more of a slap, especially because of the Kalon. Yeah, I love the story though. I mean, again, I would say this was woke. I would. But is it to the point where you want to strangle the writers? Is it to the point where it's spitting in your face? No. At the end of the day, it was just a one-person story who had earned the story. Not just been thrown it. And we haven't been told to accept it and just accept it. No, it was built over time. And I thought it was amazing. I would admit that. It is an amazing episode. There was no action. There was no space battles. It was just a heart-warming story about somebody who is a bit messed up. And it's pretty much because of the parents. And I think that's a great story. Again, I'm not against anything. You know? Again, I can enjoy things. I'm not a partless bastard. Some people seem to think I am on this channel. But I'm not. I can enjoy this stuff. You know? So let's go into the story now, because I want to talk about it, because I keep dancing around it. But again, epic episode. It's a 10 out of 10. And I know some people are going to get pissed off at me saying that, but again, it's a 10 out of 10. Seth MacFarlane knows what he's doing. So, let's go into spoilers now. So, the episode starts off with us looking at this dinosaur-looking bird flying above ruins, and it turns out the Orville is there to look at some monument and some like artifacts from an ancient race, an ancient empire that's died like thousands of years ago. And the Orville's there just to look at it, examine the artifacts, and to wait for another Union ship to arrive to take the artifact somewhere to be studied more. But whilst that is a story, let's get on to the main part of this episode, Topa. Yeah, this episode is pretty much focused on... Now, how do I say this? Do I do the SJW thing? Do I do it? Do I do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna call him they. I was thinking about it, but fuck off. So he is, he wants to be a Union officer, and he wants someone to help him with that. So he goes to Kelly, and Kelly pretty much gives him a tour of the ship and tells him everything. You know, this is how command is. Don't, you know, let people kiss your ass. You have to be firm with people. Blah 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 blah. You know, that's pretty much what she was doing. But Topa pretty much tells Kelly that he's unhappy because he feels like there's something missing in his life. And he doesn't feel completed, he feels upset. And Kelly kind of knows what it is, but she can't tell him what it is because that's against the rules. And Kelly knows that she does tell Topa, you know, that he used to be a girl. She would be pretty much in the shit. But Topa still suffering, and then there is this really like emotional scene when Topa goes to Isaac And we all know that Isaac committed suicide, like the first episode. And Topper's that unhappy that he asks about suicide. And you gotta admit, that's a... Jesus Christ. I mean... It's fucking heartwarming. I mean, heart-wrenching and shit. Like, so he's that unhappy? So, Topper is struggling, and Kelly can see that, and Kelly wants to help him. And when Isaac tells her about the suicidal chat, because, you know, it's the rules, you know, I've been in the military, like, if somebody has suicide thoughts, you have to go tell an officer, because if they kill themselves, that'll be on you. So so Isaac tells Kelly, and Kelly now knows that she needs to do something quick. She goes to Finn and, oh my god, I forgot his name. Ed! God damn it, sorry. Ed, and tells them what she knows about Topper. But they both understand this is a fucking, you know, eggshell situation, like, they can't get involved. And that it's up to the parents to talk to him about what they did. And so Kelly, I think I might have got the scenes mixed up, but I think it's better to do it that way. So Kelly asks, can she tell them? They say no. So Kelly goes to Bortus and Clyden and tries to talk to them about this. And we all know, if you watch the seasons, Clyden's a bit of a prick. And I know that we're all going to go at me because I'm going to say this, but he's a conservative. Especially on the Mocklans kind of conservative side. And again, you can say it's taking a shot at conservatives. I kind of think this is... I mean, this is going to piss somebody off. I think this is telling the left something, you know? Because we are dealing with certain things these days, with people thinking they're one thing and then another thing, and parents forcing things on their children which they shouldn't be. Uh-oh. Sorry. And so I kind of think this is more about... Oh, shit. I'm going to say it. Trans things. And... you know, how certain parents are kind of forcing that stuff on their kid, and that's not really a good thing, because that kid should really grow up the way they want to, and let's not mess around with them, and let's let, you know, Mother Nature take its course. Okay, I've pissed people off now. There you go. I'm just saying what the episode showed. I mean, if we're going to say it, we're going to say it. Forcefully turned to a boy. Wants to be a girl. Didn't get a decision. Should be the child. Just going to say that. Let's just get on with the episode, because, god damn it, I'm going to get comments for that. Anyway, so Kate tries to talk to Clyden, and Clyden's pretty much not having any of it. He's pretty pissed off that she's getting involved in something that's none of her business. And Clyden pretty much tells her to piss off out of the room, and Bortus is like, Christ, I've got to deal with this again. And again, Bortus is not what you'd consider like a conservative. Like, he's proud to be, he's Moclan, he's proud of it, he's proud that he's with his husband, he's proud he's had his kid and all that shit. But he knows that it was wrong what happened to his child. Like, he didn't want to go through with it, and now that he knows that his son is suffering, he wants to help. But Clyden just says, fucking forget it. He's a boy, he needs to stay a boy. And that's their decision. Again, kind of should be the child's choice, but parents should be involved. God, this is one hell of an episode to review and not want to piss everybody off who's watching. Anyway, so, pretty much, Kelly makes a plan. And pretty much, you know, Topper is still struggling, and Kelly then decides, oh no, Topper tells Kelly he can no longer study under her because Clyden told him not to. And Kelly's kind of annoyed about this because, you know, she can see him suffering. And so she hatches a plan, talks to Topper in the, what's it called? in the fucking, what the fuck, in the mess. She talks to Topar, tells him to look for some cake. I forgot what the fuck the cake was called. And says, if you go look at that cake, you'll find the answers that you seek, basically. So Topar goes, he looks up the cake, and when he looks at the cake, he finds out it's a file. He tries to open the file, but it's not letting him in. But somebody sent a code to his computer that unlocks the file, and Topar finds out about the fact he was born a female. And that's when shit gets real. And that's when pretty much Topar confronts his parents. Boris, you can see, is uncomfortable with the fact that this has happened and he wishes things were different. Clyden is just pissed. Like, you're a male, you were born a male, this is lies, and Topar knows that he's lying to him and he wants to be told the truth. And then you get a fantastic scene with Boris, who takes control and tells Clyden to shut the fuck up and says, you were born a female, I'm sorry that we did this to you, and it's up to you what you want to be. And I think that's fair. And Clyden is completely outraged by this, and Clyden goes to confront Kelly. With the Kelly scene, now Kelly's sitting around a desk, and she is just like the cat who got the fucking cream. I mean, Jesus. But Clyden walks in. Clyden's pretty pissed off. He wants to kill her. He wants to kill her. And I would have preferred this scene. And I will say, this is the first thing I would say is a downvote for me for the Orville. I think Kelly should have got the shit beat out of her. I'm not saying that, the whole thing needs to be like a fucking blood match. But I kind of think that's what should have happened. I think Clyden should have kicked the shit out of her. And Boris should have seen that and just seen the rage, and it should have been kind of that way. I'm not saying the scene's bad, that Kelly kind of grabs him. I mean, when Clyden goes to punch her, she grabs him, throws him against the wall, and pretty much threatens to kill him if he ever tries that again. But I'm just saying, I would have preferred it if Clyden punched the shit and just, because it kind of feels like not a lot of stuff happened to the Kelly. I mean, she did break a serious rule. Now, I'm not saying I want to see a woman get the shit kicked out of her, but it did kind of seem like Clyden was getting treated like a bitch through this entire episode. It really did. And again, not saying I like the guy. I think he's a cunt. But, I mean, his race is apparently a very strong race, and Kelly seems to just take him on like he's nothing. So, again, don't think that scene kind of matched. But that's my one criticism of this show so far. So, Clyden's pretty pissed off. Boris doesn't know what the fuck to do. But Topar does. And Topar asks to be changed back into a girl. And this is when the Union hears about it, and they're pretty much like, yeah, you're not doing that. Yeah. They really need the Mocklans right now. The Mocklans, unfortunately, make all the weapons for the Union. Again, stupid situation for the fucking Union to be in, to have their reliance on one race. I mean, it's ridiculous. But he wants to change his sex, and they're not having it. They pretty much say if the Orville or any officer of the Orville changes his sex, not race, did I say race? Sex, then they will leave the Union, and that will put the Union in a weaker position. And the Admiral telling them this is pretty much like, don't do it, you're putting the Union at risk, don't do it, basically. And the crew pretty much know they can't do anything, and Ed's pretty much like, why are we having another political culture forced on us? It's not our culture, but I have to come back with this to Ed. They're not forcing their culture on you. They're forcing their culture on a Moclan. That's different. If this was a human girl and they wanted to force that human girl to be a male, then yes, then they are infringing on a human right. But he is Moclan, so it doesn't count. But, you know, that's another kind of flaw to the episode. But yeah, so the crew is pretty much unhappy about this. They're fracking their brain about what to do. Kelly shows to Topar the woman from the first season, the Moclan woman who wrote all the stories that everybody enjoyed, and she started a women's rebellion against the Moclans. She shows him that, and that inspires him, and he fights to become a woman. And when Ed goes back down to the planet of Kelly, you know, Dr. Finn says she'll resign her commission and she'll do the operation herself. But Ed's kind of like, that's kind of too weak. The Moclans will see through that. So Isaac comes up with the idea of doing it himself. He's a Kaelon. He's not a part of the Union. He's still a diplomat technically. So it wouldn't really affect the Union. It would be more on the Kaelon. The Kaelon would probably take full responsibility for this because he's a Kaelon. So Ed's pretty much like, okay, we'll do this plan. We'll make some sort of distraction for the crew, and Isaac can then take Topar and do the surgery, basically. So the distraction is Bortus singing a song and singing about his son, and when Isaac takes him to the surgery bay to do the operation, Clyden comes in and he tries to stop the surgery, and Isaac, again, I gotta say, this is the best I've seen of Isaac in a couple of episodes. You can see that, again, he shows no emotion, but you can kind of see it, like he knows what he's doing is right, and he stands up to Clyden, stops Clyden from taking his son away, and, well, Clyden knows he can't beat a Kaelon, so he walks out. And, well, the surgeries gets underway with Isaac doing it, and then Topar is now a female, and she pretty much is now happy because she's what she should be. And when Bortus sees him, sees her, she's happy. I mean, he's happy. God damn it. He, she, fucking they, fuck me. It's very confusing. Anyway, so when he sees his daughter, he's very happy. But unfortunately, Clyden hates her. And he's left his husband. And the last words he says to his daughter is, "I wish you were never born." That is wow. That was a harsh scene to watch. That was harsh. At this same point, another Union ship arrives to take all the samples from the dig, and the admiral who told them not to do the surgery, is also with them and pretty much tells them what you fucking did was fucking dangerous. You pretty much put the Union in fucking danger. But well done, and I hope she's okay, basically. And she tells them that the Moclans are pretty much pissed at Kaelon, and they want to see the Kaelon dead, so this has pretty much gone in their favour. I would have preferred it if the Moclans had left. I think that would have been a better ending, to see that the Union are pretty much on their own. Because again, the Moclans are still just going to be a problem in the future. And I think this would have been a perfect time to have cut ties with them and to have them as a new bad guy to worry about. I think that would have been great for the season. But we're just going to keep, going along with them. I mean, it kind of seems ridiculous at this point. But, oh well. again, as I said, it's a great episode. There are problems. So, with that, the Admiral says that they're pretty much fucked if they fuck up once, but well done for helping the girl. And the ending scene is Kelly telling Topaz she can captain the ship for a couple of minutes. And she goes and she's happy. And yeah, nice ending to this great story. That's the end of my review. I mean, I loved it. Again, walking through all the fucking, shit with all transgender stuff and fucking this shit. Ugh, it's like, listen, not political. It's not a political fucking channel, okay? I'm not going to say shit. But I'm just going to say this episode was fun. And again, I'm not saying Stefan Fine is perfect. And yes, I would have preferred they get a little bit more of a slap. I kind of think Seth did go bitch on this episode. I think he did. This doesn't mean it's not a great story. And it's kind of a heartwarming story for me. It's interesting. And it's fun. And again, is it woke? I would say yes. But is it good? Yes. Like, you can do these stories, but you have to earn them. You can't just wheel them out and just say, hey, assholes, accept them. Accept these crap stories. Don't tell us they're crap. Accept them. Seth MacFarlane worked on a fucking story that took ages and he gave it a good conclusion. I can't fault him for it. Yes, it could have been a bit better, but listen, there you go. He earned my respect for that, okay? Because so many arseholes seem to think you just need to throw out an episode and I just got to accept it and they think it's great. No! I will question what I fucking want. Do I like woke shit? No! I really wish woke shit would die. But Seth MacFarlane is not woke, he's just not fucking stupid. He knows that this kind of thing is going to bring up political crap, but he'll earn it and you'll enjoy it and you'll be entertained at the same fucking time. And can we all not just be enter-fucking-tained? That's what Star Trek used to do. It used to fucking entertain you whilst it was trying to teach you a little bit of political stuff. That's what it used to do. But that's not what Star Trek does anymore. It puts a gun in your mouth and tells you fucking accept this or I'll blow your brains out. Or you'll watch this shit and like it. But I won't. And listen, I'll give credit to Seth MacFarlane. Okay? He works bloody hard and I accept that. And I love this episode. And this series so far has not put a foot wrong. Have there been mistakes in this episode? Yes. I think there should have been more of a punishment, but I'm not that bothered about it. And that's all I wanted. I wanted to be entertained, and I wanted to enjoy an episode. That's what I got. And that's what I loved. And that's why I think this episode is amazing. And now that's the end of my review. If you like the review, give it a like. If you dislike the review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. Entertainment Soldier. Bye.